Hi, companions. Did you guys miss us? We missed you. And I'm really excited about today's episode. So, we're talking masculinity, money, pride, pressure. In this episode, we're breaking the silence around household finances and what it really means to provide in today's world. We have a guest today, and he's someone who brings both perspective and honesty to a topic a lot of us tiptoe around: masculinity and money. He's experienced what it's like to earn big and also to struggle, to share a household budget, and to wrestle with the weight of being the provider. We're talking expectations, egos, and the changing definition of what strength looks like at home and in our wallets. So, this is a good episode today. Are you ready, Kimmy
Yes.
Chris? You ready?
I'm so excited to get a male's perspective on this. This is long overdue.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super
This is a
excited.
topic. When did we started talking about this topic? I think it was like season 1, episode 2 or something like
Yeah.
that. We started talking about men and household finances. So we wanted to get a male perspective, and we have one today. So
Yes,
go
super
get the
excited.
popcorn and get ready to be wowed and amazed.
Yes. Speaking of special guests, Mr. Obi, welcome. We've been dying and trying.
Obi, woo!
We've been trying so hard to get you on here to grace us
Really?
with your presence, your energy, your aura. Here you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend. Yes.
Y'all make me sound like a cross between Mayweather and something I don't even know. But okay, I'll take the props. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
you're,
I'll take
you're the
it.
guy.
I'll take it.
Yes. That's
Do you
all
want to
you.
tell our
Okay.
companions a little about yourself, just to give them a little taste?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a
Nothing
tiny
too crazy.
bit. Just a little.
Just a
Okay.
little. Just a
Nothing
little.
too crazy. Okay.
They're here for us,
Well,
really.
guess
But,
what? You guys have missed
yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest part of this. I'm a companion. I'm a companion. I'm a true companion. I'm one of those
We love that
following you
about
guys.
you.
So,
We love
hey,
that.
if you guys don't realize it, the airspace, you all have it on lock and it just keeps growing. So, I'm part of that group.
Aw.
Part of that group.
Thank you so much.
No.
We appreciate the support for sure.
So, just like Kimmy Chris and Kimmy said, I'm Obi. You can call me Obi-Wan Kenobi if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're into the movie scenes, if you're into whatever makes it work for you. But I think the best way to introduce myself is really I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, uncle, nephew, cousin, and I'm probably that dude you see standing around the bodega just hanging out, chilling, and giving you the yerb and smiling across the street. But that would be me. So, yeah. So I'm that dude that you just want to say, I know that guy, and that's me. So in every household is one of me, which is one of us. So happy to be here.
I love that.
Love that.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you being here and taking the time out to grace us with your presence. We just have a couple of questions for you, and I guess I'll start since you mentioned earlier that I run things around here. You know.
We kind of heard. We heard.
No, I'm kidding. So do you
Clock it? Okay, clock it, mama.
So my first question for you, do you think society expects men to be like primary providers? And if so, like how has that shaped your choices?
So it depends on how you want to look at it. And yes, society does consider men to be providers. Historically, that has always been the definition. But what has happened is you have to take into consideration cultures. And I don't just mean brown, black, white, whatever color. It just means what culture, what's your background about. And really, when you take into consideration the cultures of people, you then combine it with what society expects, and then you now put it on the DNA of the person, because every man is different. We're all
Yeah,
similar,
for
but
sure.
every man is different. And so what happens is when you combine that, which is, as you just mentioned, society, you take in culture, you take in the difference of the man, then you ask the question, how does that man internalize that expectation of being a provider? And so what happens is a lot of people sit back and say, if as a guy, can you ask yourself, what is it you were told by your parents or your dad? Because the expectation is what passes from your dad to you continues the trend. And most cases, a man just has this notion that he has to take care of everything. He got to
Hmm.
take care of the rent. He got to take care of the bills. He has to take care of the groceries. And what then happens if you lose your job as a guy? So that's the other part that you now take into consideration. If everything sets up perfectly, then as a man, you can hold your shoulders up and you can say, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. However, when the tide changes,
Mhm.
do you look at yourself as a failure? Do you
Yeah.
look at yourself as less of a man?
Hmm.
And I think the key for all men to kind of answer the question of culture, society, DNA, and expectation for any guy is to realize that to provide is not just all about money, it's about showing up consistently,
Yeah.
emotionally, mentally. Are you there for your children? Are you there for your spouse? Are you there for your kids, cousins? Just like I introduced myself, I'm that guy at the corner making those noises across. Are you there to be present in the now with whoever is with you? And if you can do that, then I think as a man, you actually are providing outside of the norm, which is,
Right.
do you have that money? Yeah, yeah. That's what I think.
So let me ask you this, Obi. What happens when a man earns less than his partner? Do you think it kind of shifts the dynamic at home? Like, is your household a 50-50 split? Do you mind me asking?
No, it's a fair question. My household is not a 50-50 split. My household is a fluid split, which means whoever can pick up the slack picks it up. For the most part, there's some things that
Mm,
are set in place that we handle, you know, and this is the good part because it still makes me feel kind of more like a man. So if I'm holding on to the mortgage and that's a big amount of money, then I'm like standing and walking around like, I got this. We have the house, the roof over our heads. And then if she's handling all the little stuff, the insurance, the
Mhm.
light bill, and stuff like that, it might not be as much, but it's a lot more. So we've come to that place where it's not an argument over, oh, I got the bigger one. It's what can you cover and when can you cover it? And if that doesn't happen at the time that's expected, the other person's got to pick it up. That's the whole part about marriage. And actually, a lot of people don't seem to think about it as just a picture of marriage, the man and the husband and the wife. I'll just put it like a partnership. Kimmy Chris asked the question, society? Society has evolved.
yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of principles have not evolved. And so what happens is we're still stuck, and it's not a bad thing. We're still
Mm,
stuck in what society
mm,
considered was the way it was supposed to be. So what happens is if one doesn't move and change and evolve, then you're stuck in an abyss. It's like a time warp zone. And what happens is everything around you moves on faster and you're just playing catch up. And so to really make it work, I think it brings back
mhm.
the biggest issue. Outside of finances, a lot of people miss the big key, communication.
Yeah.
Do you talk about it? Do you guys talk about, hey, babe, you know that ball game I went to the basketball game with my boys and I put down 500? I'm kind of broke. Can you spot me a 500? And you don't have to say, can you spot me? But the point behind it is, Can you be my ride or die? Can you support me and be my backbone? And if you can, then we'll just keep making it work. And that's really one of the key issues with men, money, and marriage. I call it the three M's. The man has to be vulnerable enough to say,
Mhm.
I can't,
Mhm.
I can't carry this cross right now. And then the money has to be right. And for the money to be right, you guys have to communicate. You guys have to talk about what we got to pay. What are we putting money into savings for? Because everyone's going to be different. I can just my knowledge of both of you, for instance, and I'm looking at both of you, so you guys can tell me who's the spender and who's the saver between both of you. And
Mhm.
I'll leave that hanging for a second. But the point behind it is whoever is the whoever is the saver might want to stash the money aside and keep it for a rainy day. And whoever is the spender just thinks about, we got one life to live. Yeah, well, you might be Christian, you might be Muslim, and this is not
Yeah.
the topic on religion, but if there's no afterlife, or if there is, are you still gonna spend this life just living like, I gotta hold on to everything I got? When ideally you might want to just not splurge, but live the better life. So
But live a
Yeah.
little. Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's how I look at it. It's Yeah, I'm a spender, but I am also a saver, but I am kind of a little bit of both because I do feel like there is an afterlife and I know everything that I have here on earth I can't take with me. And I also know that tomorrow's not promised. So I'm not saying be
Yeah.
reckless and spend all your money, but you got to live life. You got to have fun and splurge on yourself sometimes.
Yes, I agree. I think I have a great balance to me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you, as a man, do you think if your children were younger, because I know they're a little bit older now, but if you had younger kids and your wife was the breadwinner and she said to you, "Hey, I think I got this. You can be a stay-at-home dad." How would you feel about that?
I would embrace it, and I'll shock a lot of men by saying it. I will embrace it. I would embrace the opportunity to get to know my kids a lot more, because that's a gift that men can never have. Because as a woman, you carry the baby, so you have that bond that
Mhm.
forever is going to be there, and you're giving
Mhm.
me the opportunity to build something close to that. I'd jump at it. Now, that's me. What society says about me then says, what's wrong with this dude? Why is he working? Why is he staying at home? And
Mhm.
the honest answer is, are you able to speak your truth? And your truth is, I want to be with my kids. I want to be able to bring the fatherhood perspective to my children. And this is the part that a lot of men and maybe the society hasn't been educated much about. So let's say someone walks up to me and says, funny comment. You're always pushing your kids to the park. Don't you got a job? Don't you work? And I would simply say to the person, it's all about education. I'd say, well, I think I need to give my kids a couple of things that I probably never had the opportunity to have. And that's one, lessons in finance, lessons on fatherhood, lessons on legacy. So, what that means is I need to be present for my kids. I need to model what a real man and what a dad looks like. And so the expectation is be this strong person who doesn't cry. No, be vulnerable when the need comes up. Be
Mhm.
this person who's there to
Mhm.
say, okay, you know what? I want to go talk to my dad about personal stuff, because it's not everything you want to talk to your mom about, because your mom's probably going to have an open door policy and she's going to want to talk to you and hug you and comfort you. But sometimes you need that person to tell you, you did wrong and these are the consequences. However,
Mhm.
this is what I think you need to do. And that's part of the legacy that, as fathers, because we're used to working back to back to back jobs, 2, 3 jobs. You get out of one job, you're going to the next one. You get out of the other one, you're making it home. And when you get home, you're too tired to engage. So if I was given that opportunity, I'd be like, sign me up. Where's the apron? I need to learn how to throw down some eggs and
Not
some
the apron.
grits. I will make it. You just go out, come back with the money. I'll take care of the kids. And it's all about
I
evolution.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I love that too.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that.
Neither
Yeah.
was
See,
I.
Okay.
see. Mm-mm-mm. A lot of you're probably going to get people look at it. You never
Never
know. You
know.
might get people who look at it from that standpoint and say, "Well, he's different. His outlook is just totally different." On the contrary, it's just being able to be your true self.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know who their true selves are, and that's hard. That's really hard. It takes
That's
some
very
people
true.
50,
Yeah.
60 years to figure out, yo, this is me. This is what I like. This is what I want to be. This is who I'm supposed to be. This is not who the society said I
Mm-hmm.
should be. I'm a creative, or I'm a smart person, or I'm just one of those leaders who has to tell people how it is. On the contrary, do you know your purpose? Do you know your worth? And I feel as a dad, if my wife says you got to stay at home and she's making that money and I have to stay back and take care of the kids, then that's an opportunity for me just to give them nuggets, give them wisdom, give them everything that through the lens of a guy, through the lens of a woman is totally different. I cannot speak on anything
Oh
that
yeah.
you guys, both of you will look at a painting and you will both tell me it's red with a hint of yellow and it represents this. Because you guys are wired different. You think outside the box. I look at things from a tunnel vision perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But because, and this is all basically statistics, which I don't have the exact numbers, but there are more women in the world than men. So every time your kid steps out, a boy or a
Mm-hmm.
girl, they're going to encounter more women and they're going to encounter more women's perspectives. So I'm given the opportunity to give them a guy's perspective. At home, sign me up.
Hmm.
Look at
That's
that.
interesting. I never thought of it like that. Never looked at it like that. Yeah, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. My mom is right. You are smart.
He is. He is smart. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
He
No.
is. He's forever my boss man.
Aw.
Forever. Yeah.
I wish. I wish. But no, that's just my
So,
perspective and my take. Okay.
Mr. Obi, I have one final question for you. What advice would you give to younger men who are struggling with both financial pressure and their identity as men?
You had to save the best for the last, didn't you? Okay.
Yes.
I gotta think on this one. I gotta think. You
Oh,
you
you
are
gotta
your mom's
think.
daughter. You are your mom's daughter. I gotta think on this one. That yeah. Three things.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
And
I
it's
do.
good
I
because you
do.
have a son. So
I
this
think
is
it
this
it
is a
it
good
actually
question for
you
you to answer.
guys are actually
Hmm.
making me dig deep because I want to say the first thing is because we just talked about society and a totally new economy. How do you reimagine being a male or a masculine guy in this economy, in this society? And I think evolution speaks volumes. And what I mean by that is you don't want to look at being the man. So this is me talking to my son. Son, his name's Nathan. I'd be like, Nathan, um, don't always look at yourself as a provider. Consider yourself to be a partner and a nurturer, someone who walks side by side with some other person, and both of you have visions and values, and you are working together to attain that. So stop for a second. Every time you get caught up in that picture that
Hmm.
says, I have to do 3 jobs, I have to run 100 miles, stop, breathe, and walk hand in hand with the person. Because when you're a partner, it's a different P compared to being a provider. And
Oof.
once you're a partner with someone, you guys will attain whatever it is
Mhm.
you achieve. And it does not make you less of a man, it actually makes you a complete man. So that's the first one. So don't be a provider, be a partner. And then I'll tell him that, okay, well, within the construct of what you want to think about, the shame, the pain that comes with if you don't make the standard you set for yourself, I just want you to be the best at what you are. So I want you to be the best Nathan that attempts sports. I want you to be the best Nathan that attempts grades. I want you to be the best Nathan that dates when you go out there. Be polite. Be be on time. Listen. Be present. It's another P. I gave you one, partner. Now another one is be present. And so if you're going to be present, then it's going to help you understand the struggles other people fall into financially. So if you feel broke, for whatever reason, you don't have any money on you, don't look at it as an excuse to feel shame or guilt. Look at it as an excuse to say, who do I have to talk to? And remember something, son? I'm always going to be here. You're not going to get judged. You're not going to get looked at funny or different. You're just going to have someone who's going to listen to you. And at the end of the day, either I'm going to give you advice, I might just give you some money. But either way, you're not alone. And that's the key. Most men think we are alone in everything. So we have to change that perspective. We have to
Mhm.
change that mental thought process that says you're alone. You can't
Yeah.
talk about it. You can't do anything. You just have to roll with the punches. And that's yeah, I think we really need to change that narrative. You know, you don't necessarily have to consider yourself living from paycheck to paycheck. You just have to know that, okay, I'm a partner with somebody else and we're working together. And I am always going to have the perspective that I can speak to someone because I'm not alone. And then finally, stop thinking of yourself as a paycheck. I used to, and I'll be open because I'm talking to you, Nathan. You guys, and I'm pretending I'm talking to my son for you guys, but I'll say to him, what is the biggest thing that you guys always notice? And
I
I
love
know
it.
my kids will say this. Father's Day, they'd ask me, what do you want, Dad? I'd be like, nothing. I just want peace. Another P. I just want peace. I don't want anything. Don't do anything. And that's because I was wired to think as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Mm.
But if I don't look introspectively, internally, look into myself, maybe I wanted my daughter to hug me. Maybe I wanted my son to just sit beside me and say, yo, I think I can dunk on you. Let's go to the basketball court. Even though I don't feel like doing it, but that just tells me he wants to spend time with me. So I think for all dads and to Nathan, growing up,
Mhm. Mhm.
don't shy away from emotion.
Mm.
If they're giving it to you, if they're giving it to you,
That's
take it.
key.
Take it and run with it. Just take it. Run with it and don't look back. Because what happens is it just makes you cherish the people around you more.
Yeah.
And I know you said three things, but I'll tell him one last thing. And I think I tell this, I already tell the kids. Because I think I tell Nathan a lot that a lot of men, because we hold ourselves to a high standard, we expect to achieve a lot. And sometimes that doesn't happen. But I got this from when I was a kid. And I'll let you
Mhm.
think on it, not Kim and Chris, because I know you get it in 2 seconds. But I'll say it this way: time often brings what the moment refuses. And I'll let it pause. Time often brings what the moment refuses. So if you, as a father, if you, as a son, if you, as a societal provider, thinks I couldn't do what I thought I was supposed to do at that time because the moment didn't give it to you, give it time. It'll come.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And there's so much
Yes.
pressure, just mental health, for men to be, you guys don't like to be vulnerable. Like, I feel bad for you. I really do. Like, I would not want to be a man in today's world.
But
I
Well,
again,
we cry
wouldn't.
in the
we
shower
spoke about
too.
this. Cry in the shower.
Good.
I
I
was
taught
gonna
him
say
that.
that
I'm a
sounds very
companion, remember?
familiar. That
I'm
sounded
a
very
companion. You
familiar.
Yeah.
guys have to remember. I'm a companion. You have to remember. You cannot.
Yeah.
I'm one of y'all's
For real.
followers. So
For
if I
real.
really call myself
I
a
love it.
follower, I could tell you guys stuff just to
I
tell you.
love it.
AKA people, watch the other episodes. The best one was Zaddy, not Daddy.
Zaddy. Zaddy all day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I love it. You
Yes,
are
for
funny.
sure.
Thank you for the
yeah.
But
support, for
we
Always,
sure,
talked
for
always.
about
sure.
this.
I don't have another.
No, I was gonna say we talked about this in a
Go ahead.
previous episode too, like providing a safe space for men. Sometimes they don't feel
Mhm,
safe enough to be vulnerable with us, so that's important
mhm.
too. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the sad part. That's sad. Like, I could not imagine, my son. I have a son too. My son coming to me and saying, he really wants to have an effective conversation with his girlfriend, but he doesn't feel like he can come to her and talk
Hmm.
to her deeply like that. Like, that would break my heart.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I mean, I guess it's true that there are women out there who don't create that safe
Yeah,
space for their
it's
man.
sad.
Like, I don't get
Very
it.
unfortunate.
I don't. Hmm. It is sad. It is sad. And I'm just gonna ask you. I don't have any other
Mhm,
questions, but I was watching the trailer to a movie, and the movie is about um, a 19-year-old guy who doesn't want to go to college. He told his mom that college is not for him, so she told him that he needs to get a job. So he came across a businessman, and I didn't see the movie. I only looked at the trailer, and the businessman is very successful and he wants to help this kid. But he said, before I can help you, I have 3 questions that I want you to answer. And he said, if you don't have the answers right now, that's okay. Think about it and get back to me. And these are the questions. And I thought it was so powerful. And I was like, wow, if more fathers like took the time to have these deep
mhm.
conversations with their sons, I feel like the world would be a better place. So here are the questions. He said the first question is, in what ways do you want to grow over the next year? The second one is, what kind of man do you want to be? And then the last one is, what do you want people to think when they
Mm.
see you coming?
Mm.
And I thought that
That
those
last
were
one,
such powerful
Yeah.
questions, right?
yeah, that last
Right?
question hit different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Who
I urge the parents out
to
there to
ask
take
those
the time
questions?
to have these
Yeah, yeah.
conversations, yeah, with their kids, because it could go for
Mhm,
girls too. It could go for girls too. It doesn't have to just be the males out there,
mhm.
especially with this generation, because they are all over the place. So let's sit them down and
Not
have
all
some
over the
deep
place.
conversations. Yeah. They are. Every time I see something crazy and like my kids are with me, I'm like, look at that Gen Zer. Look at them. Just look at them. They're like, stop saying that. Stop saying that. It's true though. These Gen Zers, ooh, I don't know where they came from.
So I'll
I
say
La
don't.
La
this.
Land.
How do I see myself growing 1 year from now? What do I see or consider to be growth in a year? I will tell myself that a year in the future, I hope I listened to all the advice I got from older people. It don't mean I took it all, but I listened.
Hmm.
Because there's something that comes with wisdom. And it's not, there's
Uh-huh.
formal learning and there's informal morning. And there's some kids who are going to tell you, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to get a degree. And that question is loaded, Kimmy. Because when I say it's loaded, that question is different for every race. Because
Yeah.
I could be of a certain race, not go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and tomorrow I'm worth $3 billion. And I could be of a race and not go to school, and tomorrow I got
That part.
3 nickels and a dime in my pocket, standing at the corner singing Boys to Men and hoping I get a record deal. And I can't sing. So I need to be able to tell based on where the
Yep.
person is and where the person's coming from. But
Yeah.
either or, the most important information that we lost, even all of us sitting here talking together, is did we ever listen to the information or the advice that people gave us? And if you did, you probably heard some truth that you probably sit back and you go, oh my God, I should have done this. I should have started the podcast and get the companions, because there was a lot of
Yep.
people craving to have 2 women with the same DNA, beautiful women, I gotta admit, giving advice and making people come together to understand what is needed in the world out there. So that's the one thing in a year that I'd be thinking about. Now, as far as I'm jumping to question number 3. What do they want to see walking down a cross between Idris Elba and Denzel? Come on now. It just, you got to have that walk and say to people, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Just keep walking.
Good luck with that one.
And just keep it moving. But
You are nuts.
but the reality is, if I'm walking into a space or a room, I want people to look at me and say, I wonder why he's so confident. And that's a lot of things that are lacking. Because I'll tell you this, if Kimmy Chris was throwing a party, right? And I know her friends are going to be like her. So she has a party going, and there's 20 people in the room, there's 20 girls and 20 guys. Based on her character, all of them are going to be talking to themselves. But you throw that same party in a different house, you're going to have 20 guys on one side of the room looking at the girls, 20 girls on the other side. And the guys walk up to the girls, can I get your number? And walk right back to the corner and text the person across the room, because they don't know how to be confident. And confidence doesn't have to be just, and we're talking for guys, it could be a girl too. You walk into a room confident, girls are gonna know. Guys are gonna know. And it's not the watch you're wearing, it's not the clothes you have on, it's not the perfume. Well, if you stink a little bit, that might just push the confidence away. It's your aura. It's your aura. And the only way to get that aura going is to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, realize you're good enough. Realize you are you. You're representing something. And what you're representing, a lot of people don't realize it, your name. If I got called Obi, there's a reason behind why I got called Obi. If you got called Kimmy, there's a reason you got called Kimmy. There's only one you. There might be the name out there similar. There's just one you. So walk into your aura with presence. Walk into your aura with passion. Walk into your aura with, I got this. I don't need to be friends with y'all, but y'all need to recognize as I come into the room, I will say hello to you, even if you don't say hello to me. I will smile, even when you're frowning, because your frown is not going to affect me. And I'm not trying to preach, but I'm just trying to say, what would I tell my son? Walk
That's
into
right.
that room with aura. Let people recognize when you come in, and when you walk out, your aura better still be lingering so they can talk about you in a good way.
That is so
Kinda.
crazy that you said
And I
that.
think your third.
Yeah. Love
I
that.
have to
Why?
read something. I'm sorry. I have to read something. This is totally we not editing
Okay.
this out either. This is authentic. This is real. I'm reading this right now. This is I'm fine. You
Uh-oh.
got me
Oh, she's
going.
fired up.
She's fired up, y'all.
This is
Okay.
amazing. Watch out now. Hold on. hold on. It says your heart. I read this last week. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that reaches several feet outside of your physical body. People can feel you. Okay? People can feel you.
Yep. Word. Word.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
It's true. It's true.
See, if I was in
Yes,
a
right?
poetry
Very
slam house,
true. Love that.
I'd be snapping my
Love that.
fingers. Poetry. Bring it. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
that was
Yep.
good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
Good
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I. What
Yeah,
was the
for
second
sure.
question you had asked me? See, I was just listening to her read that stuff. The second question was what? I forgot I did 1 and 3, but I missed out 2.
Okay. I think it's what kind of man do you want to
Oh,
be?
for me,
But
what
let me
kind of man?
yes. What kind of man do you want to
What kind
be?
of
Is
man
the
do I
second
want to be?
question.
I want to be a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it could be the man that you are. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you're happy with where
Mm-hmm.
you are
Mm-hmm.
today, it could be
Mm-hmm.
him.
I always tell people don't have any regrets. Even when you date the wrong person, even when you got the wrong job, even when you bought the wrong car, no regrets. That's the principle of life. Your mistakes build your victories. A lot of people don't realize that. There are times where you just sit in a corner and you go, I made the worst mistake on earth. I went with my parents to the steakhouse and we were in Texas where they only have steak and I had fish. Who does that? And then I got sick after doing that. No regret. You
Mm.
learned a lesson. You learned when you go down to where you're supposed to eat steak, you're going to eat only steak and not fish. But the point is, live your life with no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Make those
Yeah.
mistakes and use them as building blocks. I'm happy with the man I am today,
For
and I'm
sure.
happy with the man I am going to
Yeah.
be in the future because I already know him. And every mistake he makes, he's going to be okay with it.
Yes.
That's right. Mistakes and challenges are merely blessings in disguise. So, yeah,
Yeah,
we're all going to make mistakes. We'll continue to make
yeah.
mistakes, but as long as we learn from them
For
and pay
sure.
it forward. That's what
Yes,
I always
Mom.
say. Cool beans. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Obi.
Such a
This
pleasure.
was awesome. It was an amazing discussion. Totally appreciate you.
All pleasures are mine.
Yeah, taking the time out. I know you're a busy man.
I'm a companion, so I'm busy.
So thank you. And I will see you tomorrow.
Probably. He said
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Give our love to the family.
I will.
And we'll catch
Yes,
you on
definitely. We gotta have you
a future
back. We
episode, I'm
appreciate
sure.
you.
Thank you.
Special shout out to Obi once again. I mean, he was dropping knowledge, gems, baby.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, it
Yes,
was
he
such a
was.
pleasure.
Thank you
So, as
again,
always,
Obi.
we like to end with something, a little touch of positivity, a little sprinkle of magic. I'm gonna go first. Um, this says nice is not the same as kind. Nice is not the same as ethical. Nice is not the same as moral. The older I get, the less interested I am in nice. Nice is the gift wrap. It says nothing about what's inside. Yes. What's yours, Mama Bear?
Okay.
Yes. Be
Yes.
nice and kind.
Be nice and kind to one another. So mine it has to do with the topic that we discussed today, just about talking about men and finances and vulnerability and all that stuff. So mine is short and sweet, and it just says, being the man doesn't mean doing it all alone. It means knowing when to team up, speak up, and level up.
Yes. Sprinkle
Simply put.
that. Yes, baby.
Good, right? Clock it.
I love that.
Clock it.
That was good, Mom.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Well,
Thank you, baby. Thank you. And thank you, companions. Thank you for taking the time to come and see about us. We truly appreciate it. We love what we talked about today. I think the topic was really, really good. It was good to get a male perspective. And
love you
we'll
for
be
having
back with
us.
some
And
more
we miss
juicy
you too.
topics. We'll see you soon.